strap in and get ready for After Hours with TC Restani. This is Abigail Harwich, executive producer, welcoming you to the show. And now, TC Restani!
Alrighty, welcome to the After Hours of TC Restani, the podcast. I am TC Restani, emanating from the palatial podcast penthouse, and I'm here with my entourage. It's been a strange night here. Let me introduce all the people on the program here. We got the one and the only Quincy Briscoe. What's going on, Quince?
I'm just having some fun.
Just having some fun. And, of course, we have the greatest celebrity stalker of all time, South Boston Joe.
Hey, what's going on, TC? Having a far-out time here.
Always. And, of course, my mentor, Ricky Bittman. What's going on, Ricky?
Like you said, it's a lot of strange things.
Yeah, a lot of strange things happen before we hit record on the podcast equipment down here. Colonel Bull Montana is roaming around the building somewhere. He was down. Aunt Petunia was down here earlier. I tried to get a word with her, but I couldn't. And, a lot of things stemming from that video that aired a couple weeks ago, with him pushing down the fan and whatnot. And I understand that you, Ricky Bittman, try to confront him somewhere in the studio. I wasn't here yet. And you were videotaping something for the for your jukebox.
Yeah. We were just celebrating the upcoming 50th episode.
And then he just came in and yelling and screaming, trying to kick you out of the building.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that all about?
You're asking the wrong guy, because I've always been told I have carte blanche.
You do.
When it comes to Restani Production Studios. I check in here quite often. But now that things have changed because of Auntie P.
Auntie P? Yeah, it's gone to her head now.
Obviously. I mean, I was jostled.
And
by an old friend, because I guess his moniker has now changed. He's a bodyguard.
Yeah, Bull the Bodyguard Montana.
You ain't the one that know what the harmonica is. Alvin!
Yeah, the Golden Echo harmonica he's talking about that Alvin had to get for Carnegie Hall. I thought I'd clear that up for you.
Okay, there you go. Thank you for
the word was moniker, meaning like name or title.
Right. But you and Colonel Bull Montana go back to the old damp napkin days.
Of course. We used to see people getting. Basically, we used to watch people. Oh, I used to watch him do to people what he did to me tonight.
Really? So it was.
At least he didn't open a door in my head.
So if we're not our chipper selves tonight, we're trying to process this.
I'm unnerved.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have your hat on right now.
No.
I mean,
because some damn fool came in there earlier and dared to wear the Bittman hat now and got a little bit so he nearly.
Yeah, okay.
We're getting to that.
We're getting to that right now, but I just want to continue on what's going on with the Bodyguard Montana. I mean, he's been calling Abby's office, demanding all these ridiculous things and whatnot.
Wow, I didn't know that was going on.
And she's such a good-hearted person. She's like giving in to him and whatnot. So he's got a credit card now from Restani Productions.
Oh.
He has, he's been going into these restaurants demanding, first-class service. And, just him and Petunia has just been, what's a roughshod all over the place. It's just, I don't get it.
I think a lot of this could stem from, the Winnie Bagel 2.0 that I was awarded by you and
okay,
Abby.
but that's we have a lot of behind the scenes advertisement into that.
Sure.
So it's a write-off. It wasn't really a gift.
I get it.
It's a promotional deal for us. It's a gimmick.
Yeah.
Just like Quincy and his all his stuff that he's done on air and Clouded Conversations. We have things that go on behind the scenes here at Restani Productions. But I mean, and Petunia had those as well.
Yeah, she does all right.
She had that unlimited supply of Sanka.
Listen, there's no question she gets treated very well. Plus, she's a relative.
And she's don't remind me. And don't forget about Colonel Bull Montana. I mean, he's had carte blanche for 100 years,
and it never seemed to go to his head.
No, never seemed to go to his head.
Imagine that, just like that quick change of a title.
Just a change of a title, and a little authority. Yeah. And he's around pushing around people all over the place.
I'm no spring chicken. You can't push me around too much.
No, you can't. I mean, we don't condone violence down here on Restani Productions.
And I was full of hot soup. Anything could have happened.
What kind of soup was it?
I just had chicken noodle soup for dinner.
Was it good?
It was. It was.
That's good.
It's not the kind of soup you want in your stomach when someone's giving you the shoves.
Right. It was just there was a lot of stuff that happened off camera that I heard. I mean. You just I didn't
salty language
and on behalf of Restani Productions, I apologize to this.
Oh, there's no need to apologize. Look, I mean, we've been down the road before. I just was taken aback. That's all. I was very surprised. I'm in here. I'm talking. I'm 2 episodes away from my 50th episode.
Congratulations.
Of the Jukebox, and it's a big deal. So it's just shooting a little promotional stuff, and listenership is going up. Stickers are everywhere. Things are good. So I was celebrating. I was just shooting some stuff around the studio, and all of a sudden,
Well, Colonel's a very jealous person sometimes.
You said it. I didn't.
He
I'm not gonna say anything
he
anymore.
gets a little bent out of shape over things. I mean, he's not the center of attention. He gets a little bent out of shape.
Yeah, well.
But that's, we still love the Colonel. We're not saying we
question,
don't.
no,
We don't.
absolutely.
Everybody has a bad day. He just seems to be having a bad month.
Agua under the bridge, as they say down Mexico way.
Agua under the bridge.
Agua.
Unbelievable. Now let's get on to the other topic at hand down here. There's a new show coming into the works down here in Restani Productions. It's we don't want to let the cat out of the bag completely, but it has a lot to do with you, Quincy Briscoe, and a puppet friend of yours.
I don't know if he's a friend, but
There's some dissension in the ranks already.
Nobody's getting along tonight.
And the show hasn't even happened yet.
yeah.
It is a puppet by the name of Rudy Walker. So if you're watching this or listening to this podcast right now, you can go to my Twitter, which is @AfterHoursTC, and you can see some pictures that were taken earlier today with Quincy Briscoe and Rudy Walker. Now, why don't you like Rudy Walker, Quince?
Because he came in and wearing the Bittman hat and just out of nowhere hit me on the back of my head. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you, you stupid fool?
They're just basically coming around like he runs the place, huh?
Plus, I wear glasses, and here it is.
You don't.
It's like, who the hell you think you are?
Well, he's Rudy Walker.
Yeah, rude Walker. Okay, you're pretty rude, and
He's not ravishing Rick Rude, is he?
let's say rude.
But you have signed a contract, Quincy, that you will be doing a show with Rudy Walker somewhere down the line in the next couple months.
Well, we'll see what we can do. How long it's gonna last, but I'll see what I can do with this guy.
No. You do realize it's a puppet, right?
Yeah.
So
Maybe he's concerned because Abby hired him to do odd jobs around here, and he's a little concerned that Rudy might steal some of his work and such like that.
right. I mean, we've it's a puppet. We're not going to say
Wait a
that
minute. That kid that took my hat's a puppet?
it's a puppet. I'm sorry,
Jeez.
but what I want to say is we don't know who the puppeteer is.
hell?
Because the person who's doing the puppeteering is it just gets weirder and weirder down here.
Yeah, because
That's maybe why.
I gave that puppet $5.
Okay, well, you know what? Did you see what the puppeteer was wearing? He was wearing like a ninja outfit, so you didn't know who the puppeteer was.
I didn't see the puppeteer. That's why I gave that puppet $5.
Okay.
I'm out $5. I'm not going to. How's a puppet pay you back? $5 down the
I honestly don't. I can't answer that.
well.
It's just been a weird time down here at Restani Productions.
We don't want weird. We want production. Good production.
Sometimes weird is okay.
Yeah, for about 2 seconds.
All right. Well, maybe in your world.
Well, look how at the millions of people that Jim Henson made happy in the Muppets.
Right.
That's true. Well, that's true. Okay.
And how good they all the good messages they provided for the children, helping them read, helping them learn the alphabet.
Maybe that's what Rudy needs. Maybe Rudy needs some schooling from Quincy Briscoe.
There you go.
Well, then let's give him school.
You gonna take him to school?
Well, a little bit.
What's the first thing you're gonna teach him? Manners.
Yeah, manners, and it's like, kids are gonna look up to you basically, and then when they find out you're just a rude, ignorant puppet, you're gonna go down the hard way, and you won't be around very long.
Treat others how you want to be treated.
Pretty much, yeah. He's gonna learn that. All the old school sayings.
So Quincy, you're basically saying that you want to have a hand up your backside, is what you're saying?
I don't know if I hand up my backside, but
up the back door.
Two hands.
What do you think about this, Quince? He's going to be your co-host.
Yeah, well, he's gonna have to learn the hard way. He won't be my co-host for very long. Okay. I don't take game players on my show. I take only good people, and
Okay.
Because don't you remember? There's been some lousy people, and
There has been a lot of lousy people around you in the last 20 years.
But I got rid of them.
You did.
I mean, maybe he'll be better than the last puppet we had around here.
Oh, anything will be better than that kid.
Please.
Maybe he's the puppeteer. Who knows?
Maybe he's a friggin' relative, and we'll straighten them out.
All right. Well, so do you have the? Does anybody down here? I've missed a few production meetings. Do you know what the name of this puppet show is going to be with you and?
I don't know yet.
Have you heard any rumblings?
I'm gonna have to get some ideas from you, because
I don't know anything. I have no idea. That's why I'm asking. I haven't missed these meetings, and Abby has a busy week, and I haven't been able to ask her. So I'm asking anybody here around the dais if they know.
Let's see how he turns out, and I'll make some more decisions as time goes on.
All right, Jeff. Have you heard anything about the name of a show?
The
Not
Rudy
yet.
Puppet Show, is that what he wants?
Your name?
Something like that. I have no idea, but all I have to say is I recommended this puppet was recommended by me.
Okay.
I mean, and I passed the name of this puppet over to Abby, and she sent for him and everything out of this temp agency that I've never heard of.
There's a puppet temp agency? I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm learning more and more about the world of puppetry. I guess there's a puppet porno movie. There's
Puppet porno!
Remember the Thunderbirds?
the Thunderbirds. Oh yeah, they were kind of like a group of spies
Yeah,
that
they were
were
marionettes.
they were the marionette puppets and everything.
Well, the
yeah.
only Thunderbirds I've ever heard of was Grease and the Pink Ladies. Those Thunderbirds?
No, the Thunderbirds was the TV show. They were adventurers.
They're from like the 60s, Quince. Your era.
I'll probably,
You probably remember seeing them at some point.
some point, yeah. Well, we can show me a clip, not now, but later. Cause
Oh, I got a DVD at my house. I can, since you're going to be working with a puppet, I can, hook you up with all the information.
We should
and
have a
everything.
screening, and then after that, we'll do Team America screening for them.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll have to learn a little bit about the T-Birds, and then, they sound like fun up my league,
Now, Jeff, down there, you may know this reference. Remember in the movie Time Bandits when they were visiting Napoleon, and he goes, "The little puppets, I love the little puppets."
Oh yeah, they were talking about the little all the time. Yeah, it's a great movie.
There you go. So,
I mean, Kenny Baker, he's a great actor. Great actor.
Fidget. Played a wonderful Fidget.
He also played the wonderful R2-D2.
He did. Who could forget that?
You mean that?
Well, that
who
counts as
played the-
puppetry. Some
Let
of
me
the best.
ask you this, TC. Yep. Who played R2-D2 and the same character?
I think his name was Kenny Baker.
Yeah, he's
was.
remember we did a podcast on the little people. I brought him up.
And I remember a picture from a million years ago. Our good friend Doc McMurphy.
And you're saying he played that guy, the robot?
What was the picture that he had?
It was his Christmas card he sent out. It was Kenny Baker's wife was sticking a little stick in his ear because he had a problem with his ear, and she goes, "Here, sit still, let me take a look." And when she poked the Q-tip in his ear, he made this face with his tongue hanging out. My friend snapped that picture. Stick Mikey B from South Boston took it, and that was a Christmas card.
Wow, I knew there was some connection
And
with
he was
Doc
like, he was like,
McMurphy.
"Oh, like this." Now, I know we're on a podcast, but this is his face. He was going. And his wife had the Q-tip. And then afterwards, he saw the flash. He goes, "Here, who took that picture? I want that. Don't put that. Don't publish that anywhere." He threw a little midget fit.
Well, he's gone now, so
Yeah, God rest him.
we can put it any way we like now. He was,
gotta find
you
that.
know what? He was a great little. He's a great guy, and he was kind of a pervert.
Well, aren't they?
I mean, he used to do conventions, and every time there was a Playboy Playmate at the convention, he would just go over there and just like sneak under the table and just like pop up, "Hello, boo,"
Well, that's one of the advantages, I
But
guess.
he
of being a
could
little
get
person.
away with it because
Yeah.
he's Kenny Baker. All he has to do is the Playboy Playmate got to go arrest R2-D2 in front of kids.
Yeah, it would
Yeah,
be different
I know.
if Bull did
Like,
something like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
notch on his belt. How many Playmates dresses did you look up today, there, Kenny?
Give him a leaf blower.
Unbelievable. Now, Ricky Bittman, we gotta get back to your 50th episode.
Yeah, I can't believe it myself. I have found though, during COVID,
Right.
I was doing these once a week, And the following was good because everybody was home. But, now that the world's pretty much back to normal, I find that I've been doing them on average every 2 weeks. This one, unfortunately, because of my schedule lately, is going into almost 3 weeks. But I'm finding that the space between them gives more people time to listen to them.
Sure.
So listenership is going up. So things are going in the right direction.
There you go. Well,
but I do have one more episode before the 50th. So
which will be the 49th.
Exactly.
Right.
So that one should drop early next week.
Do we have any hints about what the 50th episode is going to be about?
Well, I was going to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I decided, let's try to make it simple because we got a lot going on in the Restani Production Studios with what we're filming and all the stuff we're doing, our road trips, our hot dog hunts, etc.
Exactly.
So I decided which musical artist to me is one of the most important ones that have ever affected my life. So the 50th episode is going to be dedicated solely to Johnny Cash and his American recordings, the recordings he did with Rick Rubin starting in the 90s into the early 2000s.
I was just watching him on an episode of Little House on the Prairie.
Great. I mean, his TV performances are unparalleled.
He played Brother Hotchkiss.
Yeah, he always did a great job when he was on TV shows.
He was
Ring of fire. Da, 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 da.
Great song. Great song.
Da, 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 da.
But again, this is going to focus on Rick Rubin. See, what happened in the 80s, Johnny Cash really didn't have anywhere to go. He was performing in what's that city? Branson, Missouri.
Branson, Missouri.
And this is a guy, look at the legacy of Johnny Cash. And he's reduced to playing these dinner clubs in Branson, Missouri. And all of his music was very overproduced, synthesizers, was too much orchestration. And
Wait a minute, doesn't Barry Williams play there now?
Exactly. Think of Johnny Cash, the Man in Black, playing next to opening for Barry Williams.
Johnny Bravo.
Well,
opening for Johnny.
maybe he finally got what he wanted. It's just that he got it at a club or a bar.
It's a hole in the wall where Greg is playing right now, right?
And that's what Cash was. So what Rick Rubin did...
maybe he's saying, he got what he wanted, but it's a hole in the wall, but you have to give it a chance.
Well, it just wasn't working. And he was addicted to drugs. He did a lot of things in the 80s that things weren't going his way.
For real?
He used to go... he had an amphetamine problem and opioids. And he said... David Letterman once said to him, "How do you handle the taking the opioids on the road?" And he goes, "Well, I carry a hammer in one pocket and the opioids in the other." So
who was doing the drugs and all that?
He breaks his finger so he can take the pills. Johnny Cash. But Rick Rubin got a hold of him in the 90s and stripped him down to just the Man in Black, just his words and his guitar, and put on an album called American Recordings, and it was one of, I think, 6 albums, and it was just great stuff. So that's what we're going to focus on.
You
a
gotta be
lot
careful,
of
though.
great music produced by Rick Rubin.
Oh,
You gotta-
he's the one who put the Beastie Boys on the map and
Exactly.
everything back there. He was
And
like
he knows what he's doing.
The Beastie Boys, and he put Slayer in their videos. He produced Slayer. Another one of my favorite group is Danzig. They were kind of like a satanic metal and everything, but the singer is Glenn Danzig.
Yep.
He's like an Elvis lookalike and everything.
Exactly.
He's like a dark Elvis.
Yep.
He even has his own Elvis album. Danzig sings
You told me
Elvis.
about that last time we were up here.
Yeah. Rick Rubin is one of the best producers in the biz.
He single-handedly resurrected Cash's career, and he even worked with Neil Diamond. And if Elvis were alive today, he probably would have done the same thing with Elvis Presley. So that's all.
There you go.
Neil Diamond, that's another awesome name you mentioned.
That's right.
Yeah, well, now you're a sports fan there, Ricky.
To a degree, yeah, more or less.
Why don't they sing that song at the Fenway Park?
Well, the song itself actually has its roots in this part of the country.
Okay.
Because he wrote it for Caroline Kennedy after the president was shot.
Okay. The daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what happened in Fenway is when Fenway Park went from the great John Kiley, who I was talking about just last night. Remember in the old Fenway, there was always the organ music only. That's it. That's all you would hear was the organ. And it was a guy playing that at every baseball game. One man would play that organ. Well, then you get into, I don't know what year it started. That was just all gone away. And then they started piping in actual music. So when batters come up to the plate and everything, they would use songs. They would pick songs, and they would know what song, because so-and-so's coming up, they're going to play his song. One of the players, I want to say, this is going back to 2004, when Cowboy Up became the phrase for the Boston Red Sox, and everything started to come together. They were using the Dropkick Murphys, which really launched their career. They were using that song Tessie. They were shipping up to Boston. But one of the songs, I can't remember which player it was, had that song playing. Then it just became a thing. Everyone just started singing along. And I saw Neil Diamond at Fenway perform a whole concert, and Elvis Presley's drummer, Ronnie Tutt, was his drummer that night, coincidentally. And he sang that. He actually had to sing it twice for the DVD they were shooting. But the whole place went crazy. So it's just kind of tradition.
Okay, because I've always wondered that. And every time I'm going over, my nephew's house and they're big sports fans, and they start singing along, and I'm like, why does Neil Diamond resonate in Boston? So now I know the answer.
Yeah, just one of those things.
I didn't know that.
Did it piss off Neil Diamond? What song did he have to do twice?
No, they just did it twice because they were filming. So it's like, he had
what song was it?
Sweet Caroline.
Maybe he didn't mind it. Because
No,
maybe
it's just, sometimes you have to do, you're in show business, sometimes you have to do a take two.
but
Very, very rarely, though.
very
That's
rare
true.
because
You were born ready.
I was born ready, and I got that Roger Raymond says, I like that one take, Cooper. Certainly hope so.
The only Neil Diamond song I remember growing up was Turn On Your Heart Lights.
Great E.T.
E.T. had a song.
Yeah.
And come the 4th of June, on that sleepless night.
Okay, no, I want to have a very funny story about that song.
Which one?
They Turn On Your Heart Light.
Go ahead.
Okay, so that movie comes out, right? So Bittman told his parents to go see it. And this is honest to God truth. Now, I was probably in my early 20s when that movie came out.
Well, June of '82.
Then I would have been...
Desiree, Desiree.
I can't do the math
That's
that
another
quick.
but
at any rate.
Golden Goalie by Neil Diamond. I had some fun with you. Hope you didn't mind.
Let him finish his story.
Desiree is a very important Neil Diamond classic.
All right, let him finish his story.
Oh, yeah, but I just had to have some fun.
No, that's fine. So basically, my old man and my mother went to see that. And they liked it, of course. It was E.T., And I remember my father saying to me the next day, and this is right after the movie came out, someone should write a song, like, and you somehow use E.T., like, E.T.'s our friend, and we're all here. And I just could not stop laughing. And I remember he got really pissed. And he went, that's what my father would do if I made fun of him. And then, you fast forward a few months, sure enough, not only did someone do it, it was an incredibly huge hit. So much for me having the musical acumen. But I just remember E.T.'s our friend, and we're all here. That's exactly what he said.
Now, here's the big question. When you saw E.T., did you cry like everybody else? Did you well up a little?
I didn't. I think, when I always tend to get a little emotional when the happy part comes. Like when he died, I kind of knew he was going to come back. But the way he came back and little Elliot, I got a little choked up.
When he said goodbye at the end?
Oh, that, yeah, of course, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was very tragic, the scene when he wasn't quite dead yet, but when the brother Michael came looking for him, and he was and he found him all passed out in the leaves and everything. I was like, oh Jesus, that was like a very graphic thing for me to see.
They made him look rough, and the part where he's on the bathroom floor and he reaches out. And the mother.
That's Jeff's favorite friend right there, Dee Wallace.
She was a sweetheart.
Oh, well, maybe to you.
Oh, that's right. Wait a minute. What happened? We get on that road again, or did we already do it?
Well, that's we're here.
Maybe to you. We have to now.
We're here.
Did she rough you up like Bull roughed me up?
Oh no, no. I was like it's not really her fault, but I got in a pretty intense argument with her because while I was getting her autograph, somebody picked my pocket and everything and stole my wallet.
Oh.
And I was looking, and I came back, and when I realized it was gone, I came back to her and I was like, hey, have you, Miss Wallace, have you seen my wallet? And she was like, no, and that it wouldn't happen to you if you weren't drinking so much.
Whoa.
And I said, look here and everything. In E.T., E.T. got drunk off your booze.
That's true.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Coors Light. So don't
yeah.
tell me about my drinking, bitch.
That sucks.
I've seen Dee Wallace many times since and everything. I've never bothered to mention, hey D, years and years sober here. Screw her, you know.
Yeah.
About 6 months ago, I at one of these conventions, I was talking to Henry Thomas and everything. He was admiring my sword that I just got signed by Bolo Yen, and I was like, hey, I see you with twat bag D Wallace, and he's like, oh, come on, she isn't that bad. I was, but Henry Thomas, good people.
Yeah. What
D
happened
Wallace,
to the brother, Mike?
He's done conventions every
Does he?
once in a while. Yeah.
I always thought it was cool that he was singing the song "Accidents Will Happen" by Elvis Costello when he comes into the house from football practice. He's singing a song, and it's a great tune by Elvis Costello. Actually.
The only other movie I ever saw him in was a really, really weird movie.
The Cheese?
It was called Angel City.
Oh, no, I didn't see
And
that.
it was a made-for-TV movie about the sharecropping work labor camps in Florida. And it came out in 1980, 2 years before E.T. And it starred Ralph Waite, the father from the Waltons.
What was the name of it?
Angel City.
I'm going to look that up.
And his sister in it was Jennifer Jason Leigh prior to Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And they befriended Paul Winfield. and they had this like Gestapo work labor camp where they brought in all these people who were down on their luck and just treated them like garbage, and it always used to air on WBZ TV here up in Boston at like 3 or 4 in the morning, like Sunday night / Monday morning back in the late 80s, early 90s. So when I was being a night owl at the time, which, I always am, I watched it. And I didn't think about this movie for years and years and years. And I saw him at the convention. And I said, Robert is his real name, Robert McNaughton. And I go, what was about Angel City? He goes, oh, that was a hot movie. It was hot. I go, why? Because of Jennifer Jason Leigh? He goes, no, because of the mosquitoes. And we were in the Everglades. And then like a few years later, I thought about this movie and I found it on YouTube and watched it.
There it is. It's right there.
The
whole movie.
Angel City. I mean, it's not a bad movie.
I'm going to put it on my watch list.
I mean, it's you'd like it. It's one of those movies that you would probably, and Jeff, you'll love the damn thing.
Okay.
It's called Angel City. Look it up on YouTube. And it's about cucumber work labor camps in Florida.
Yeah, and it's the whole. It's Ralph Waite, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and that kid right there.
Right there. Yeah.
Angel City.
Angel City.
Then we have City of Angels with what's his name there? Nicolas Cage and Meg Griffin.
Oh, I bet Angel City was better than that.
I'm sure it was.
Can't wait to miss that, as they say.
Unbelievable. Now, Quincy, would you ever work in a labor camp down in Florida for cucumbers?
First of all, what's a labor camp?
It's basically you're encaged on a property. You're kind of a slave in a way.
No.
All right, okay, just
No
answer.
slavery
For
for you.
cucumbers, let alone like no. What gave you that idea?
I'm just asking a question. We were just
All
talking
right.
about the movie for the last 10 minutes.
Okay.
And
It's almost like we're on a podcast talking things over.
one of the best scenes in the movie, there was this old chef, and he goes, "I'm just a cook. I don't pick cukes no more.
I like that line.
I'm just a cook. I don't pick cukes no more."
So from a song like
we need a review on our next podcast of Angel
You know what we
City.
should do is, how at the end of like Cheers or whatever, they'd say, "Good night, Mr. Waller."
That's
at the
Taxi.
End of, oh, that's what it was. At the end of After Hours, we should get the clip.
Good night, Mr. Hoss.
I'm just a cook. I don't pick cucumbers no more.
No, I don't pick no cukes no more.
No cukes no
because,
more.
that's the inside lingo.
That's right, cukes.
In these labor camps,
C-U-K-E-S.
I'm just a cook. I don't pick cukes no more.
See, at the end of every episode, we should have that soundbite.
We'll have to find it. I'm sure we'll just go on the YouTube and find that. Unbelievable. Now back to the puppet, Quince.
All right, back to the
Okay.
puppet.
Back to the puppet.
We must.
I know.
If we must.
For those of you who are listening to this podcast, we have the puppet actually. The puppeteer is not here, but we have the puppet sitting here staring at us on the table, and he's got bushy black hair. He's kind of cross-eyed. He's got a very red mouth.
Yeah.
And, he looks like he just stumbled off of Sesame Street. I don't know what part of Sesame Street, but he just stumbled in here. And I'm looking forward to this production. I think this is going to be fantastic. I think you may have a new hit on your hand. I know you're not very fond of this puppet right now. I mean, you only met him about 20 minutes ago.
First impressions.
And
But look how much of a hit The Odd Couple was.
That's true.
So you would definitely be the Felix Unger of this duo.
There you go. Yeah, it's like, Puppet, I'm very disappointed in you. Puppet, you're making a real mess of everything here. Puppet.
Well, he has a name. His name's Rudy.
Okay, Rudy. Yeah, well, I'm very disappointed in you. What are you doing? You made a mess here. Why are you smoking? I see what you
Well,
mean.
what's he smoking though?
Yeah, that's the.
Well, he smokes cigars. The odd couple.
That's Oscar Madison. I'm talking about Rudy Walker.
Okay, well, he might pick up on
I
cigarettes.
do it like if you take a good look at his eyes, I think he's smoking something.
Yeah, I think he's,
Well, you've been smoking something, and I'm gonna find out what it is. Your eyes are cross-eyed, Rudy. You're a freaking mess. Already, yeah.
he could have a substance abuse problem, and you're putting him down.
yeah,
well,
these days you can't do that.
You gave me an idea of what the audience is gonna like, so now I'm just coming up with
Okay,
ideas.
but he could have a problem, Quince. You have a problem drinking milk. A lot of people don't like dairy, and you're sucking it down like there's no tomorrow. But you're picking on poor Rudy Walker, a puppet, an innocent puppet who you haven't even met since today.
I mean, maybe these are the reasons why he never got onto the Sesame Street or never got
Right.
onto the Muppets.
There could be a backstory here we don't know about this guy. Maybe you're gonna have to flesh it out of him.
He was maligned by people like you.
We'll find out.
Maybe he sold
Try
some
to find
bad
out what
stuff
it
to
is.
one of Dr. Teeth in the Electric Mayhem.
That's all it takes, One wrong turn.
Seriously, Quince. I mean, he could have been kicked out of the trash can by Oscar. He could have been, stepped on by Snuffleupagus. You don't know the backstory of this guy.
Maybe you need to take him under your wing.
We'll try to find out what happened, and try.
Work with him.
You think maybe you'll do some, duet singing on this show?
I know. Does he sing?
I have no idea. I just met Rudy Walker today as well.
Someone get the lyrics to Rainbow Connection right now.
Is that a movie?
Quincy and Rudy.
Rainbow
No, that's
Connection.
Kermit the Frog's little song and everything.
Oh, we can't bastardize that? We'll come up with a new one then.
Well,
Yeah, I already sang that one on the show.
Wait a minute. Maybe if we get permission from Kermit, because he knows I take this thing very seriously.
You actually interviewed Kermit once,
That's right.
Yep. Maybe he won't mind, because I take things very seriously, and
Or how about It's Not Easy Being Green?
yeah, and
Or in your case, Quincy, tonight, it's not easy being mean.
yeah.
It's not easy being
mean. Speaking of mean, I gotta have some fun with something. You guys made a Sid who's in there. I'm about the only one that knows mean is about the only
What is that from? I have no idea.
a Sid who's in there.
Yeah, but what's that from?
Mean Joe Green, the football player.
Didn't he get a Coke thrown at him?
Yeah, and he said a Sid who's in there. That's his famous line. I remember that as part of my growing up to do what I'm doing now.
Is that the thanks, Mean Joe? Is that the same commercial?
That's the one.
Oh,
It's like and the very guy who answered that. That's been tried before, but your possibility for success is extremely remote. Don't you remember it? The very same Mean Joe Green.
is he the same Mean Joe Green that one time Buford T. Justice?
The one that's like he's just like all the other jocks.
Now,
Big
why do
butt.
I remember Buford T. Justice doing? Did Mean Joe Green do something to Buford?
That's right. Get out of there, you son bitch, or you're gonna have a pelvic fag hanging out of your ass.
Daddy, don't you know who that is?
Shut up! I know how to handle these bubble butts. If you don't get out of the way, I'm gonna run right over you.
But Daddy, that's.
Shut up! I know how to handle these bubble butts. If you don't get out of the way, I'm gonna run right over you. Now that's been tried before, but your possibilities for success is extremely remote. He's just like all the other jocks, big but dumb as a stump. I knew this would stop as soon as I started about that bossum shit.
All right, what about this one, Quincy?
Shut up, you monks. That goes for the two monks too. That's the speaker. Shut up, you shit. That goes for the two monks too.
Unbelievable here.
I am having fun here.
You
right?
are having fun here.
Well, it cheered me up, that's for sure.
I know Ricky Bittman's been on the road getting prepared to do episode 50 of Ricky Bittman's Jukebox. We have a new puppet on the program. Bull's violating people's rights down here. Rubbing roughshod. And God knows where he is in this building right now. I know he's still in here because I just got a alert in my headpiece that he's roaming around somewhere in the editing department.
Good.
So
rough up those nerds in there.
just don't make sure he doesn't screw up any of our productions. On those other productions that we produce. Go ahead.
Geeks.
Unbelievable.
I think all your shows are going to be 100% like they're supposed to be.
Thank you.
Every single, that goes for you too, and that goes for you.
Fantastic.
I can't play too many
How
flavors.
about Rudy? Does it go for him too?
Oh,
He's
you
going to
pointed
need
at
some
him
work,
already.
so it sounds like I'm going to have my work cut out for me.
Now, here's the big question I want to ask you, Ricky Bittman. For the 50th episode, who's going to introduce your show?
Well, you never know. That's going to have to remain to be seen.
Could be Rudy.
Could be.
You know.
You sure you want...
I don't know. If I could get anyone, it would be you.
Because I have experience with hosting, and
I know.
So you need someone who knows what they're
Can you
doing.
memorize a script?
I'll write it down for you. I'll certainly study the script and put some good personality into it.
All right.
Because you want the very best.
Well, we got about 3 or 4 weeks before we have to worry about it.
Well, that's 3 or 4 weeks that we can write the script down.
Can you
go
imitate
over
Johnny?
it.
Can you do Johnny Cash's voice? Can you do that?
I'll practice.
Go ahead. Give us your best Johnny
I'll
Cash.
say, well, folks, you like the Ring of Fire, so I'm going to do
I
it.
think we just answered the question. Who's going to introduce the 50th episode?
Introducing the 50th. We have a very important show coming up very soon
I
here.
don't think Rich Little has anything to worry about.
Now, so I hope you people are ready for some good talent and good personality.
This is Johnny Cash.
This is Johnny Cash here. Yeah, temporarily
Quincy
signing
Briscoe.
off, getting ready for a very important 50th anniversary. Yeah, so I'll see you soon and good night.
I mean, I literally thought, June Cotter is rolling in her grave right now. Is she dead? Is she alive?
She died, and then he died right after.
All right, so she's somewhere in the afterlife saying, "Johnny, is that you?"
Yeah.
It's me.
It's me.
This is yours truly. I'll always be around and good memories, good history.
That's very good. You sound just like him.
You know what? It's frightening.
Yeah.
How
The similarities.
you write down exactly what you want, and
got it.
You dirty rat. Oh, that's
you dirty rat. No, you dirty rat. That is not how it is. You dirty rat.
You dirty puppet.
You dirty puppet. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, you say?
I'm going to get you and your brother.
I'm gonna get you and your brother.
My brother Bigelow.
Hi, Brother Bigelow.
Your brother who?
My brother Bigelow. I'm just throwing words around.
Bigelow?
Is that what what's his brother's name?
I don't know. Ask him.
Remember the cartoon? It was like a mouse. He used to wear like a derby.
Right.
He'd always talk about his brother Bigelow.
No.
There you go.
Look at his brother Bigelow.
Yeah, Brother Bigelow.
Was his name Bam Bam?
Oh, that's Pebble's girlfriend. Pebbles
right.
and Bam Bam.
I knew we would end up there somehow.
But you can remember, Bam Bam was the strongest baby, and the whole
Now, was it a Bugs
world
Bunny
had.
cartoon that you were talking about with the mouse with the derby?
Wasn't it? And he used to always talk about his brother Bigelow.
Oh, yeah, and you talk about
Brother
Mighty
Bigelow.
Mouse? Are you talking about Mighty Mouse, the strongest mouse in the world?
I never liked Mighty Mouse.
That
You don't
sounded
like Mighty Mouse?
He sang to him.
No, yeah, you gotta think that it was made for a certain
It was.
there was a lot in the original Mighty Mouse. There was too much opera,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that was the music at the time.
It really did.
Yeah, but
was.
you gotta remember, there was
You're right.
Oil
But they
Can
used to put it
Harry
on after
involved.
school. I'd come home after school and I'd listen to opera. Oh, then we go into that fall. Remember the Fall with the Bouncing Ball? Those cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Let me
yeah.
call
That was
you
like Casper the Friendly
sweetheart,
Ghost.
I'm in love. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like
Follow
old
the
That was
songs.
Bouncing
Casper the
Ball.
Friendly Ghost,
follow
but
the
in the
bouncing-
same time frame, there was
Remember that
Mighty
one?
Mouse.
Mama dear, come over here and see who's looking in my
Well,
I would
window.
never, and I would never miss Mighty Mouse because, part of the Mighty Mouse hour was the Mighty Heroes. So I always
that's
wanted
true.
to get
By
my,
the way,
always wanted to get my Mighty Heroes in.
That's all, and cuckoo, and cuckoo.
And
You got that right.
And
Getting back to the
Phil McGaskill.
the British impersonation you're just doing there. You sounded like James Mason for a little bit.
James Mason.
I'm going to the center of the earth
Going to the center of the earth with my friend Quincy Briscoe
and a duck.
and a duck.
And the duck.
Maybe this time we'll substitute the duck for the puppet.
See here, tell me a little bit more about this puppet.
Well, from when I heard about him, he's wants to come in here, but I think we're gonna have to teach him a lesson or two.
Just do me a favor. If he gets out of hand, sue him.
I don't know if we'll sue him. If he's worth suing over, but he's gonna learn the hard way, and I think we're gonna be the ones to teach him.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
God, we heard from everybody tonight, and James Mason.
James, the reason I'm James Mason, I woke up the other morning and Journey to the Center of the Earth was on.
Great voice.
I mean, I love that movie. That's one of my favorite 56 memories.
Yeah, that is a good one.
And it was a decent movie for that. It came out like 1959.
I had that on record, an LP record that told the story of that movie. I bought it in the lobby of the theater when I went to see it.
Did you know what movie stole a lot from that?
I don't.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That I believe. Yeah, you're right.
Because they were chased by a boulder.
That's
and
right.
And to find the entrance into the center of the earth, they had to wait for the sun to come through a rock, and it sent a beam, just like when Indy put the medallion on the stick in the Well of Souls. So whoever wrote, actually it was Lawrence Kasdan who wrote Raiders of the Lost Ark, must have been a huge fan of Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Well, why don't you write down exactly what you're looking for so we can practice and get it right once? It's a one-shot deal. So write this thing down on the double.
James Mason auditioned for the role of Buford T. Justice.
Did he? How would have that audition gone?
When I get home, I'm going to punch your mother right in the mouth.
As soon as I get home, I'm going to punch your mother right in the mouth.
Have a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper. And
make it fast. I'm in a goddamn hurry.
Goddamn hurry.
What do you want, Junior? Hush, puppies, dude. We don't got time for that crap.
We don't have time.
Dumb son of a bitch.
That's what we got to start doing. We start recasting movies.
As James Mason.
Or anybody.
I think.
I used to say the original Jurassic Park, who Sam Neill should have been John Ritter. And the Australian hunter should have been Hulk Hogan.
James Mason as Doc Brown. If my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shite.
Oh, man, that would have been something.
Why don't you write down exactly what you're looking for?
I will write down a script
so we can practice it and be ready. I want your shows to go 100%.
I promise you I will write it down for you.
It sounds like there's a strong possibility you're going to get what you need. We're going to give it our best shot. I think with a little bit of hard work, you're going to get exactly what you need.
Whoa. Look who just wandered through the door.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, he finally made it up here to the podcast penthouse. What do you have to say of yourself, Colonel?
No, I'm sorry, guys. I was late. I was walking with my cane here.
Okay,
He's raising Cain.
You're raising Cain. Why did you attack Ricky Bittman earlier? I mean, is this because of Aunt Petunia? What is this shite that what's his name would have just said?
That's right, because Aunt Petunia.
Oh, now you're putting all the heat on Aunt Petunia.
I'm not putting all the heat on Aunt Petunia.
Grab a microphone here for a second, Quincy. Let him sit down there for a second. Go. Make sure everything's all right in the other room. All right. This is like the people's court here right now. All right. Where's Doug Llewellyn when we need him?
Wow, that's a name.
All right. I will be Judge Joseph Wapner here. Now, Colonel, put on your headset. And get close to the microphone. You've been roaming around the studio all day long. You've been harassing people in all the departments. You physically pushed Ricky Bittman for no apparent reason whatsoever, other than jostled him, other than your ego. We had a conversation off the air a couple weeks ago, and we need to get this out and open right now. And I don't want to hear it's Aunt Petunia, because you have been a dick to a lot of people down here in the last couple of weeks. Now, don't give me your "I'm sorry" routine, because you're not. Because we have you on camera doing all this shit. Now, give us the 411. Why are you acting this way?
Because Aunt Petunia signed me to a contract.
All right, yeah, you're her bodyguard. All right? What? Now, how much is she paying you?
I don't know.
You don't know? You're not getting any money out of this deal?
I don't know what I'm getting.
What do you have, like one of these little kayfabe deals? You can't talk about it on the air?
I don't know what I'm getting for her.
What did she do? Tell you to shake me down for cash? I already gave that puppet $5. I'm out of that.
Yeah, the puppet made more money than you did today. Now, seriously, Colonel. Now, Ricky Bittman. I mean, you and Ricky Bittman go back to the damp napkin, going back some years ago, and it's just annoying, Colonel. All right? Everybody down here loves and appreciates you, but now Aunt Petunia, for some weird reason, has put this spell on you that you're a bodyguard, and you think you're going back to the days of the damp napkin when you were throwing people out on their ass. What's the deal? You're like 67 years old. You walk with a cane. All right? How much of a bodyguard can you actually be?
Well, TC, you know I could try my best that day.
Oh, you don't
He
have to.
did fine tonight.
All right, yeah. Now, why are you trying to be a good guy here? You physically pushed him aside, all right? Granted, it wasn't anything.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Listen, there's no need for apologies. I understand.
No, well, I'm not satisfied with this apology.
I know, but
We-
guys don't apologize to
I
each
know,
other.
I know, especially ones that have known each other for a million years. But it's just ruffled our feathers down here, Colonel, that you have been a dick, and I'm going to emphasize the word dick to people down here for quite a long period of time since you signed on the dotted line with Aunt Petunia to be her bodyguard. You're pushing people away from her. You're making all these ridiculous accusations to people in other departments down here. What's the deal, Colonel? What's the dealio?
No deal, TC.
What are you pleading the fifth or something? We
That's
have you on
right.
videotape. We have, like they said in God for Two, we have a signed affidavit. We have it. All right?
We have it.
We have it. That you were pushing on requests and orders from Aunt Petunia. Are you denying these accusations?
I did
Don't wait
not-
for the translation. Answer me now.
I did not sign nothing yet, TC.
You didn't sign nothing?
That's right.
What did I see? I saw the contract, Colonel. It was a Restani production contract that Aunt Petunia had her lawyer, the Birdson brothers, create. All right? So it's a legal document. You are under the tutelage and you do work for Aunt Petunia Restani. So don't give me this nonsense, all right? Jeff knows, Ricky Bittman knows, Quincy Briscoe knows, Rudy the goddamn puppet even knows.
Yeah.
You have nothing to say in your defense.
Well,
No. Nothing.
I did not sign a contract.
You did not sign a contract.
That's correct.
I'm going to get this contract and I'm going to shove it up your nostril and show it to you, all right? Because you did sign a contract. You signed it with AP Aunt Petunia Restani. You didn't sign it with TC Restani. You had one, but that ran out. You didn't want to re-sign. You kind of like vanished like you did before. Were you hanging around Bobby? Was that the deal? Was that where we were? Were you hanging around with Bobby again?
No, I wasn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we 100% sure about this?
Yes, I'm sure.
All right, you don't want me going around and getting my investigative team looking down the end of the throat, do you know? I know these things.
That's the truth. I'm telling you the truth.
You swear?
I swear to God.
I don't believe you.
I'm
Colonel, then what have you been doing around here all day long? You've been pushing people to the side.
let me tell you something. I have not.
Well, this man is right here. Ricky Bittman physically has your handprint on
I'm
him.
no spring chicken, you know. If I broke
you
something,
know-
where would we be?
You know, I'm not no spring. I'm not a spring chicken. I'm gonna be 67 years old in September.
Okay,
Good
yeah,
a
get
fool,
it.
man.
That's
Yeah,
an
get it.
old rooster.
Yeah, get a shameless plug for your birthday in there, like everything every time you do here. For the record, it's September 26th, right?
That's correct.
So, if
September 26th.
Colonel, I don't like getting agitated because of my heart condition down
He pulled
here.
the kid's hair. That kid, he pulled his hair.
You pulled a kid's hair. It was one of the kids, the editing department's child that was down here visiting, and you said, I'm pulling out gum out of his hair. There was no gum in his hair, all right? He had
slapped snacks out of people's hands. It was terrible.
bro, I mean, people have seen it. I mean, people from all over the world have been asking me, what's wrong with the Colonel?
Well, what's wrong with Johnny? You know what happened?
What happened?
Because I've been having nervous breakdowns.
Now, why are you having nervous breakdowns? You have anything handed to you. You're well taken care of.
Yeah, I know I'm well taken here. I know I'm well taken care of here. But when I leave here, people are bothering me.
Who's bothering you?
No one at the set. No one here.
Okay, so someone outside of the vicinity of Restani Productions is bothering you, and you're taking out all your aggravation and aggression on people down here.
No, I'm not.
Baloney, Bull. We seen it. You physically pushed him.
I'm just getting over a frozen shoulder, too.
Right. You had a frozen shoulder, Colonel. You ever had a frozen shoulder?
No.
It's very painful.
Do you know what a frozen shoulder is?
No.
Ask Ricky Bittman.
It's a nerve thing, and I had to go through a whole summer of physical therapy last year, so I'm still on the mend.
So he had a nerve thing, and you're having a nervous breakdown. So you should be sympathetic to his needs over here, Colonel.
Yeah, I am.
Oh yeah, he didn't know.
No, you can't let him off the hook this
I
easy.
know, but yeah, I've never seen you two guys go at it like this. So
This is an average day for me and him.
I know,
right?
but I'm not usually privy to it.
You know, I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry for all your listeners. What's going on? I am a sick man.
Well, we've known that for a million years that you're a sick man. Now, Colonel, do you want us to fly over Doc McMurphy or one of the fine physicians we have down here in Restani Productions?
Yes.
Okay. Do you need counseling? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I need psychic counseling.
Psychic consolation. That's what I think. All right.
I mean, psychic.
Psychic friends? You want me to call Diane Warwick or something?
No.
And I could use some extra prescriptions from the dude.
He's the medicine man right over here. Do you need a quick fix from him?
Didn't McMurphy give you that perpetual prescription, Jeff?
Oh yes, he did. I'm still like all I have to do is now go to CVS and fulfill my dreams.
Looks like
as
a
they
golden
say.
ticket from.
Now, Colonel, I understand that you are under an exclusive contract to Aunt Petunia. It's an ironclad contract that cannot be broken for at least a few years. So it doesn't matter. I mean, I feel sympathy for you if you're having an emotional problem, but you signed the dotted line. Do not deny that. You did.
I did sign it.
Okay, finally. We get some truth here on the program. 50 minutes into the program, we finally got some truth. All right. So do you have anything to say to the fans out there? Do you have anything to say to that kid you shoved that was looking for an autograph?
I'm sorry if I shoved you.
I guess that sums it up, huh?
That sums it up.
Is everybody down here? I mean, do you forgive the Colonel?
Oh, of course.
You do?
Yeah. Water under the bridge. Agua.
Agua under the bridge. South Boston, Jeff.
I'd never start any beef with the Colonel. Too much beef there for me.
Yeah, okay. Where's the beef there, Clarapella? All right, Colonel, I'll forgive you now, but I don't want to hear in like 48 hours I get a phone call from Abby, from one of our lawyers again, saying that you're acting up and you've done something stupid.
Don't put your hands on Abby, because then it's all over.
Yeah, if you put your hands on Abby, a lot of especially her diehard fans out there, they'll kill you.
Don't give her an Indian burn or a pink belly.
All right, Colonel, it was great talking to you. It was a pleasure seeing you. I'm glad we got this situation all in hand. And, enjoy your future endeavors working with Aunt Petunia.
Yeah.
You have anything to finally say there, Bittman?
No, I'm good. I mean, let's let sleeping dogs lie at this point, but I'm with you. Let's just hope this sustains, the calmness sustains.
And remember, this is After Hours. I'm TC Restani, and we what?
We never
close.